What if vaping just once raises your odds of chronic lung disease?
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster, and with me is Ilara Sky. Today we're examining the clear link between e-cigarettes and COPD and what you can do about it.
COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, affects around 14 million U.S. adults, causing persistent cough, breathlessness, excess mucus, and fatigue. Left unaddressed, COPD gradually destroys your lung function and strains your heart, cutting years off your life.
Historically, smoking cigarettes was the primary risk factor for COPD. Now, vaping has entered the picture as a safer alternative. But recent research shows that assumption is dangerously wrong.
A meta-analysis in NPJ Primary Care Respiratory Medicine reviewed 17 studies with over 4.3 million adults worldwide, current vapers, former vapers, and those who never vaped or smoked tobacco. The results are striking. Current vapers have 47.3% higher odds of developing COPD than people who never vaped.
Former vapers face even greater risk, a 76.6% increase compared to never vapers. And those who experimented only once or twice still had 79% higher odds. Those figures make it clear. Vaping poses a persistent threat to your lung health, even after you quit.
To ensure those numbers hold up, researchers used both cross-sectional snapshots and long-term cohort tracking. They then ran leave-one-out analyses, removing each study in turn, and the overall link between vaping and COPD remained unchanged. That
confirms vaping's role in COPD risk isn't an artifact of study design or data quirks. It's a real, reproducible effect you need to consider if you vape.
Let's look at how vaping damages your lungs. E-cigarette aerosols contain aldehydes and acrolein, chemicals that irritate and inflame your airways. Ultrafine particles penetrate all the way into your alveoli, the tiny air sacs where oxygen enters your blood.
Once those particles lodge in your alveoli, they trigger an inflammatory immune response. That chronic inflammation leads to oxidative stress, tissue scarring, and airway narrowing, the hallmarks of COPD.
Over months and years, that damage becomes irreversible. You develop a persistent cough, shortness of breath, chronic fatigue, and a reduced ability to perform everyday activities.
A second study in the Journal of Public Health focused on 177,209 adults without asthma who never smoked cigarettes. Daily vapers in that group had 3.17 times the risk of COPD compared to never vapers, even after adjusting for age, gender, education, activity level, and BMI.
That means if you vape daily, even once in your life, you're dramatically increasing your risk of chronic lung disease, independent of any prior smoking history.
The same study found that occasional vapers and former vapers still carried elevated risk. For former vapers, the odds remain significantly higher than for never vapers, highlighting that past exposure continues to harm your lungs.
Among current cigarette smokers, adding vaping didn't measurably increase their already high COPD risk. Researchers believe that heavy smoke exposure had already done most of the damage, so vaped aerosols added little extra measurable harm.
However, for adults who never smoked, vaping alone is enough to trigger serious lung injury. That undercuts any claim that e-cigarettes are harmless or just water vapor.
Researchers acknowledge some limitations. Most studies lacked precise data on vaping frequency, device type, or e-liquid composition. Without that dose-response detail, we can't say exactly how many puffs or what nicotine concentration causes harm.
Still, the consistent risk across multiple large-scale studies demands action. If you vape, your lungs are at risk, period.
Let's turn to strategies for quitting vaping. The first recommendation is regular exercise. A study in Tobacco Use Insights shows that physical activity boosts mood, prevents weight gain after quitting, and builds self-efficacy, your confidence in staying vape-free. Aim for daily walking, targeting around 10,000 steps.
Walking can't be overdone and fits into any schedule. It provides a healthy replacement habit and helps rewire your brain's craving pathways.
Second, Try emotional freedom techniques, or EFT. This method uses fingertip tapping on acupuncture meridian points combined with positive affirmations to reduce stress and curb cravings.
EFT helps restore balance between your mind and body, making it easier to resist urges.
Third, combine exercise with gentle electrical brain stimulation. A scientific reports trial divided 41 adult smokers into 4 groups: brain stimulation alone, exercise alone, both combined, and a placebo. After 5 sessions under an hour each, the combined group saw a 50.4% drop in cravings compared to just 9% in the single method groups.
That tells you short daily commitments, like a 30-minute walk, plus a brief brain stimulation protocol, can dramatically reduce your urge to vape without a major time investment.
Fourth, seek external support. Quitline coaching calls helped nearly half of young adult vapers achieve 3-month abstinence. If self-help strategies aren't enough, schedule 2 brief coaching sessions through your local Quitline.
Professional coaching gives you accountability, personalized guidance, and techniques to handle stressors that trigger vaping.
Finally, track your vaping habits in a notebook. Note each session, rate your cravings on a scale of 1 to 10, and jot down your mood. That awareness uncovers your personal triggers, times, places, or emotions, and shows you where to intervene next.
Tracking makes you more conscious of patterns that lead you to vape. Once you identify them, you can develop alternative coping strategies.
To recap, the research is clear. Vaping significantly raises your risk of COPD by nearly 50% for current users, more than 75% for former users, and over 3-fold for daily users who never smoked.
The first steps toward protecting your lungs are straightforward. Start walking daily, try EFT, consider combined exercise and brain stimulation, reach out for coaching, and keep a vaping journal.
Here's your challenge for the next week. Choose one of those 5 methods. Take a 30-minute walk, practice EFT tapping, log every vaping session, schedule a Quitline call, or research brain stimulation options, and commit to it each day for 7 days.
Over that week, pay attention to how your cravings change and how much control you feel returning to you.
Thank you for watching Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.